This evening, the Senate is set to vote on Pete Hegseth's nomination to be Defense Secretary. The former Fox News host and combat veteran is facing allegations of excessive drinking and aggressive actions toward women, but all of which he denies. Thursday, Republican Senators Lisa Murkowski and Susan Collins came out in opposition to his nomination. So let's get out to NewsNation show Khalil live for us there on Capitol Hill. So, Joe, first of all, when do we think this vote will happen? And could there potentially be any more GOP defections?
To answer your second question first, it is possible. A lot of folks think it's unlikely, but certainly it is possible, and that's why we're going to have the vote and be watching it very closely. Your first question, we think right now the vote is set for about 9 p.m. Eastern time, so this is going to be an evening vote. They could bump it earlier, but so far we've not heard any indication that that's going to happen yet. And we talked to a lot of Republican senators today and yesterday. Most of them feel like Pete Hegseth is still in a good position to advance his nomination and actually become Secretary of Defense with that vote later tonight. But it is not unshakable confidence. In fact, the foundation of his nomination was shaken a bit yesterday when, as you mentioned, 2 Republicans, Susan Collins and Lisa Murkowski, voted against advancing his nomination to this point today. What that tells you is right now he has only 3 Republicans that he can afford to lose before his nomination is in serious trouble. He's already lost 2. So literally one more J.D. Vance as vice president would be able to save him with a tie-breaking vote. If he loses 2 more Republicans, that would be the ball game for him. But again, several Republicans we talked to say they do not think that's going to happen. This is Senator Josh Hawley, whom we caught up with yesterday.
What makes you so confident he'll have a vote?
Well, and who knows, you may lose one more. But I'd be very surprised based on the number of people who have publicly said they're going to support him and the vote in committee. I'd be pretty surprised if we lost an additional vote. Leader Thune counts votes for a living. I don't think he'd have this on the floor right now if he thought he was going to lose it.
Now, going back to the 2 senators that actually did vote against Pete Hegseth, the 2 Republicans, Susan Collins and Lisa Murkowski, both of them put out statements explaining why they voted the way they did. They sounded similar in their statements, but there was one point that Murkowski made that Senator Collins did not. We're going to read here part of it. She says, quote, "Allegations of sexual assault and excessive drinking do nothing to quiet my concerns. The past behaviors of Hegseth have admitted to, including infidelity on multiple occasions, demonstrate a lack of judgment that's unbecoming of someone who would lead our armed forces." Now, that statement stands out because Susan Collins' statement didn't mention anything about the personal issues that have come forward for Pete Hegseth. Allegations of sexual misconduct, the drinking, mismanagement. What she focused on, rather, was simply, she says, he doesn't have the experience that she would hope for in a Secretary of Defense. So it was interesting, the difference in those statements. Nonetheless, those are simply 2. As we mentioned, he can afford to lose 3. So right now, if the vote stays exactly as it did yesterday, Nichole, he's still in enough of good shape to actually become Secretary of Defense with that vote later tonight.
So it looks like that could move forward. Are there any other nominees, Joe, whose votes are either expected to also be very close or, in simple terms, maybe not happen at all? Is there anyone who risks not being confirmed?
Yeah, certainly there are. And, actually the vast majority of Donald Trump's nominees have bipartisan support. We saw Marco Rubio get 99-0. Incredible, confidence in him to move forward. Most of the nominees are in that category. The ones that are maybe going to have trouble or closer, like Hegseth, might be Robert F. Kennedy Jr., might be Kash Patel, the nominee to be FBI director, and also Tulsi Gabbard. All of them, ironically, have hearings next week, Thursday, on the same day. So that is going to get a lot of eyeballs and attention, Nichole.
All right. Joe Khalil live for us there in Washington. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.